I think it's me. Okay. All right. Oh, we got a good crowd. All right, the pledge to the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Let us pray. Our Father, thank you for bringing us together today. We just ask safe travels on everyone. Thank you for the people that are out there making sure that we are staying safe. We just ask your guidance with us today. We ask special safety over our country. This is a trying time, and we're all doing our best to get through it. Just be with us, guide us, lead us in the direction that you would want us to go. In your name we pray, amen. Does anybody have any questions on the bill?
No. So the page 11 on JP1,
Yes.
wasn't that supposed to be out of the COVID grant money?
Well, yes, I think so. That, but I don't. There was some question about that didn't get paid. Can you unmute Mark and let me ask him? Mark, can you unmute Mark? There you go.
Okay.
Hey, the counter in Leslie's office, Judge Ford's office, that was taken out of JP1. Wasn't that supposed to be taken out of the COVID money?
Now what is it again?
It's the counter that Judge Ford had Mr. Vanover build. I realized
that was done. If I'm not mistaken, it was done last year, wasn't it?
it was, yes.
No, those were charged to the individual offices.
Okay, and so that money was reimbursed back to her line item?
Well, we can if we need to right now. All those funds that were used by the different offices didn't cause an overage, so we haven't transferred any money. But after the first of the year, everything comes out of that
line item of
the line item that was set up during the budget.
Okay.
So we said we used all of our CARES allocation. Is that not counting from stuff from last year? That's only this year?
Yeah, it's all carried forward.
Any leftover money was put into the line item in Jerry's budget for the grants, donations, and now it's just being taken out of that line item.
But that's not counting any of this stuff that's in their budgets from last
Well, the carryover is.
It was already taken off the grant money. Does that make sense?
But doesn't this need to be reimbursed to hers since it's somewhere on a new
But that
year?
was taken out of last year's budget, right?
Yes.
Some of this is still last year's budget.
Some of this is last year's.
All right.
I don't know how we tell all of it, but
yeah,
but like
some of it you can tell from the date.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct, Mark?
Yes. We gave Jerry a schedule, and he gave us, and we agreed on the schedule of the amount that carried over to the new budget.
But
all those old expenditures were taken out of the funds.
So we had X amount.
Right. So how are we allocating it for this when it's that line item and not the funds from the CARES Act?
He said he just used her budget money because she wasn't over on her budget.
what's the date on that?
9. It's on page 10.
So that makes sense to me.
I don't see a date on it.
It's
Right there at the, it'll be right there at the end of the.
There is nothing.
Oh, it doesn't say.
Doesn't say.
Doesn't say a date. Well, most of them that are out of last year, like.
I just don't want her to come up short this year when this.
We can check when they do the budget printout on the expenditures and take care of it then.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go down and talk to him. Make sure.
The only other one was on page 18. It was an interest charge again, but one little deal.
Yeah. All right, any other questions on the budget? You can. So we don't have a lot of feedback.
I make a motion.
Or, I mean,
We don't approve the budget.
Second.
okay, motion and second to approve the bills. Any other questions or comments or discussion? All in favor? Kathy, do you have payroll?
All I have to do is, well, I do have a payroll change. At the museum, a new person, Deborah Reese, she was part-time, she went full-time on October 1st. And then on the comp report, on the last page there, the grand total on the hours was 1,194, and then the dollar amount is 28,894.72.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all have any questions on that? Item 5, accepting any additions or corrections to our previous commissioners report.
And no corrections, that was the October 12th meeting.
Item 6, any public comments? We didn't put the
No, I
paper
didn't-
out,
I
but I
didn't put it
will if we need to. All right, item 7, consider, discuss, approve any and all items necessary or pertaining to the county jail. Oh, Monica, that's you.
Well, as far as our inmates go, we have 56 today, 50 males and 6 females. Open range came and looked at the plumbing and ran their camera. Not sure exactly what the issue is. We're looking like there's some pipe that's collapsed. He's working on a plan of action for us. Last I heard, is that where we're still at?
Well, I haven't heard from him since then, but what we found, they run the line, the camera down through the line, and from the storage room. Do you call that a storage room, or do you call
Yes.
that the book room?
It's a book room, but yeah. it's stored.
From there to the pipe chase, there's looks like the line has rusted out at the bottom, and it's kind of sunk down, and the water is going down and making a puddle. So it's making it run real slow, and if they get too much at one time, it'll flood the cell. So they're looking at a way maybe to move it, because right now it goes under this 2 cells under the wall of 2 cells, and maybe they can come back and run it down the hallway, and then hit that line, then just dig under and go to those 2 that it's messed up on, and not have to tear up the cells. So they're just looking at it, but they don't. I haven't heard back from them yet as to what the plan of action is.
My other thing is, we did receive our shower from TDC for our booking room, and they should start the install on it tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Good.
Thank you. All right, item 8, consider, discuss, approve any and all items necessary pertaining to the county courthouse.
I also talked to Carl while he was here that last week, and their plan is to start doing actually building back the week of the 16th. But the week before, they may be in taking out some cement tile and getting things ready
Right.
where they can get to it. So, but they plan on really getting started on it the 16th, but maybe do some demolition the week of the 9th.
Okay, so November 9th or to 16th.
Couple of weeks.
Okay, all right, great.
And as far as I know, all the heaters and everything are working good, or
Now mine's working good.
Okay.
okay.
Mine was a little cool.
Little cool? What do they need a adjustment or
Oh, I don't know.
just cool in your office?
Yes, just.
You got that north window.
It's insulated well.
It's like, cover that window with a blanket.
Yeah, all the windows are super frosty.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else on the courthouse?
Not that I know of.
Okay, thank you. All right, item 9 is to consider and or approve the contract with Dosher, Pickens, and Francis for the outside audit. I did receive their contract and I did send it to Mike for approval. He said approved, and it's basically just their schedule for what they will do as far as the outside audit.
Is there a price?
Let me look. Probably much the same as last year. Will not exceed 23,700.
Okay.
And I think last year that was about what it was.
Just a reminder for those who don't know about it, before we changed to them, our last audit we were at 65,000. So they've been very efficient.
And that was what, 4 years ago, wasn't it?
Right.
So I'll make a motion to approve the contract with Dosher, Pickens, and Francis.
Second.
I don't know. We'll address that later.
They're asking if bars are still open.
Yeah, we'll address that later. Okay, was there a motion and second? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Sidetracked. All right, any further discussion on the outside audit? All in favor? All right, item 10 is to consider and or approve copier contract for the museum. Clay?
We contracted with
Do you want me to
Benchmark and
hand
Page
something out?
Expenders.
Okay.
I'll just hand them out.
All right.
The piece with the pictures on it, that's just the idea. Okay. Contract, I sent to Mark Miller on Friday. He said that was fine. We're actually going to be a little bit under budget or under what the previous cost was. Let's see, the last page of this sheet, you see that we had been making a payment of $140.97. Now it will be $118.40. And the copy cost has stayed about the same. That's on the front page. They send us an email and we report monthly to pay the copy cost if they exceed what they've given us per month. So actually we're saving a little money, and the contract is over on Wednesday, the 28th. And if we can do this today, they will give us the first 3 months of the equipment lease for free, which I think is a pretty good deal, it seems like. It's a 57-month contract, I think.
60.
Yeah, 60, but the three.
Free.
That's what
you're
yeah,
talking
they
about.
don't talk about that. So it seems to me it's a good deal. This is not a high end, it's not a bottom end either, but it's just the upgrade from the copier that we had. So we didn't go to any excesses.
Okay.
And it's the same company we've been working with. So
Make a motion, we approve the copier contract with Benchmark.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I have one other issue.
Okay.
Printer that I bought the end of the first year I was here died.
Yeah, I have that on our
Okay.
disposal.
Russell brought me a new printer last week. I was very pleased to get it.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to dispose of the printer the one that died, and there's not a hard drive in it. And Russell's advice was if there wasn't a hard drive in it, it can go in the dumpster. It's not working.
Okay.
But I needed the permission to do that.
Yeah, I've got that on our agenda item for when we discuss or approve the obsolete or
Okay.
disposal of
Want me to hang
equipment.
around for that?
You don't have to.
Okay.
No, I've got your request.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks, Clay.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it. How's the quilt show going?
Well, it's still hanging. Our, last year we had like 350 people come through.
Yeah, sure.
And Chris and I came to an agreement that somebody will be at the front desk, or there's a phone number on the door, and people call me to let them in. Tuesday, we're gonna go back to being completely open.
Good.
Dee Dee's over the COVID, so she's back in action.
Good.
And, our total traffic through there's been under 100 people.
Yeah,
You know, so
that's to be
kind
expected.
of stinks, but we have some good stuff, and all of the prizes have been awarded and all that kind of thing. So,
Good.
you know, it was a good show.
Good.
46 quilts.
All right,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
All right, item 11, consider under approved home care and hospice month proclamation. I received this proclamation request from the Texas Association for Home Care and Hospice. And basically, it just says that they encourage all Texans to learn more about home care and hospice options. And they asked the court to declare November 2020 as Home Care and Hospice Month in Hutchinson County, encourage support and participation of all citizens in learning more about home care and hospice philosophy of care for the elderly, disabled, and the terminally ill.
Make the motion, we approve it.
Okay.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Thank you. All right, item 12 is to consider and or approve Liberty National benefits. Kathy, did you have? Oh, we have representatives. Okay.
Hi there. I'm going to hand you this. There's one for each of you.
Okay, thank you.
My name is Lisa Blanton. I'm an agency director. I've been with the company for 9 years. I also have with me Tracy. She is a supervising manager and has been with me for 2 years. So we are located here in Texas. So that book is going to kind of give you a walkthrough of exactly what we do. We already currently do a tax savings program for the cities and counties around you. For example, we do City of Borger, we do Carson County, we do Castro County, several other around you. But what we do is we specialize in benefits for cities and county employees. So we're not looking to replace what you guys currently have. We're looking to enhance it and make it even better. So the first thing we're going to do, if you look in there, we've been around since 1900. So 120 years strong company. We have never advertised. We have an advertising budget. We just use it a little bit differently. So the first thing we're going to do is give every single employee, their spouse, their significant other, and their children 2 things at no cost. It's kind of in the middle of the book, that they will get an accidental death policy. That's in addition to anything else that they may have. That is going to cover them for 1 year. Every year we'll come back and renew that for them. The second thing that they'll get is a discount card. That discount card is going to give them 10 to 85% discount on vision, hearing, prescription, and chiropractic. I can tell you I got new glasses earlier this year. It saved me $221, and I didn't pay anything for the card, so it's a really big deal. Everybody gets those with no purchase obligation. So the way that we're really different, and why most cities and counties do want to add us to their services that they offer for their employees, is this. The life insurance that we offer is completely 100% guaranteed issue. So even if someone has any kind of health conditions, height and weight, heart attack, stroke, cancer, diabetes, they could have cancer, take a treatment today, and we still could cover them. So it's a really unique plan. The plan is completely paid for. In fact, just the page that you're on where it says benefits right there, talks about it on that left-hand page. We are the only company on the market that has it. So for example, if you guys have ever dealt with Aflac, Colonial, any of the others, we offer some of the same things that they do. The difference is our policies are about 1/3 of the cost of theirs. And the reason why is we don't have that advertising expense that we have to pass on, to your employees. But the way that policy works is, first of all, because it's presented as a group, there are no male or female rates. Males are usually double to triple the cost of a female. We don't have that. There are no tobacco use rates. So if someone smokes, dips, vapors, hookahs, whatever, doesn't count against them. And there's no physical required. So the policy, I call it the 4 Ps. First of all, it's a policy. The rates are locked in. It's never going to change. It's permanent. It's pre-tax. So the employees are allowed to pay for their benefits pre-tax as long as it's done through a payroll deduction. plan. So on average, the employees are gonna be saving about 25%. For every dollar that that employee is not spending in payroll tax, neither is the county, which is great for you guys. So it's permanent, pre-tax, 100% portable. If they leave working for the county, they get to keep it and take it with them at exactly the same cost. And they have the option, it covers you all the way to age 100. They have the option to have it paid for at age 65. So you never pay for the policy after age 65, but the coverage lasts all the way to age 100. So the employee can purchase up to $150,000 permanent coverage, up to $200,000 accidental. Their spouse and children also have their own individual policies as well. So the spouse can get up to $50,000 permanent, $200,000 accidental. And children and grandchildren, you can cover for as low as $2 a paycheck. And those policies are permanent, gains cash value, has a loan option. You can do that as well. So I'll give you an example of price. 35-year-old male tobacco user, if he went out on his own and purchased a $30,000 whole life policy, first of all, he would be paying his whole life, but he's gonna pay $16.74 a week without any kind of tax savings. If he does it through our program, that cost is $8.74. He does get tax savings, so his net cost is $6.99 a week. So it's a $500 a year savings for the employee, which also means that's a $500 a year savings for the county as well. So everything that we do, like I said, is no male or female, permanent, so forth. So on the life insurance, that's a cost example. Now we also have, cancer policies, accident, hospital, ICU, all those other things as well. So I'll give you an example of just one other one, the cancer policy. The cancer policy is, in my opinion, one of the best ones on the market. It is no lifetime maximum. It's unlimited payout. So $3,500 is paid out initially, paid directly to the employee, not the doctor or hospital. Pays in addition to any other insurance they have. And it's guaranteed renewable for life. So once you get it, the price is locked in and it's a permanent policy. So for example, it pays, if you're in the hospital, of course, $250 a day the first days 1 through 90, $600 a day thereafter. It pays for chemo and radiation, $500 a day with no lifetime limit from the day you start your treatments until you finish your treatments. So that line alone is up to $15,000 a month, tax-free money directly to the employee. What it does is it allows them to focus on their health and not worry about financial, because those bills still come in. So I'll give you an example. I'm 52 years old. I pay $20.12 a month for my unlimited policy. You guys paying pre-tax would only pay $15 a month. So if you get paid twice a month, it's about $7.50 a paycheck. So what we try to do is we focus on 1 hour of the employee's pay as a guideline for premium. So for example, if they, make $12 an hour, that's $25,000 a year. We're going to keep their premium around that $12 amount figure. And keep in mind, they also get to pay pre-tax. We don't want to take food off their table. We're not looking to change the way they live, but we want to make sure that their family does have protection in place on the worst day of their life, that they don't have to worry about how am I going to pay for this. In the middle of the page, there's a needs planner. So we're very conscious on needs. We're not looking to put anything in place that they don't have a need for. Yeah, it's right there. So that's the actual needs planner and the questions that we would ask them. So today's cost of a funeral is somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000 traditional funeral. Of course, if someone chooses cremation, it's less. We want to help them replace their income. If you're living in a 2-income household now, one of those incomes are gone. How does that affect that second person, and how are they going to continue to live and pay their, your monthly obligations? We want to make sure spouse, children are taken care of as well. So we look at what are your needs today, what policies do you already have in place, and then what's the difference. So we're going to focus on the difference. Again, using that 1 hour of pay as a guideline for premium. Now you guys have, just for round numbers, say about 180 people that work here under the county. Is that number? 130. Okay. So for every 100 employees you have, the two no-cost benefits, it's about $550,000 for 100. It's about 165,000 for the 30. So you're looking at about over $700,000 in benefit that Liberty National would be given to the county at absolutely no cost to the county, no cost to the employees. And what we do actually is we would let them know, hey, Judge, Commissioner's Court actually approved this for you guys, just as a way of saying thank you for what you do for us. And there's no cost, no purchase obligation. We only require that one person participate in the pre-tax product in order to qualify for those discounts. So we do offer hospital, accident, ICU, all the other ones. Like I said, we usually talk to them on an as-needed basis. Most of the time, our life insurance is the most unique policy, very different than what anybody else can offer. So we focus on that first because we know everybody needs life insurance. And then, of course, we can talk about the other policies as well. So what kind of questions do you guys may have?
So are y'all looking at possibly, with approval from the court, just coming up and scheduling a time to visit with employees?
And usually what we do with, for example, if you have fire, police, sheriffs, whatever, of course, county, you're gonna have sheriff, but
Right.
whatever departments we usually will schedule directly with those departments because we want to make sure with the shifts, we'll come at whatever time we need to make sure that each person does get the two no-cost policies. And then, of course, for courthouse, road and bridge, whatever we need to do. A lot of times, too, on the commissioner's court, we'll come to the road and bridge, the barns, because those guys usually start their day at 7. Sometimes they end 2:30 or 3, whatever the case may be. We'll do whatever we need to do to accommodate the time factor and make sure that each person absolutely gets the two no-cost things. And then if they do have a need for anything else, we'll give them, the quotes for that, and they can make that decision as well.
Kathy, how would this affect your operation with the things we already have? Is it a problem for you?
I don't think that it is, yeah. Like we had meetings in National Land last week, I haven't talked to them to see how it went. I don't know if it totally confused the employees.
I talked to them just a couple times and they said they had a few people in, so that's all I really know.
So, you are talking individual meetings, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So all we could do is send out something in the paycheck at the end, whatever month y'all are gonna come,
Mm-hmm.
let the employees know, and it'll be their option whether they visit with you or not.
And what I do a lot of times as well on other counties and cities, because you guys are a larger group, I have it's a 2-page deal. If you can put it in their payroll, that would be awesome. But it basically has a brief snippet of each policy. It gives them examples of prices in the different age ranges. So that way it kind of gives a hint. In fact, when we enrolled Carson County, actually, we had people come with their little printout, go, oh, I'm interested in this policy. How much is this one for me? So it kind of works out well because it gives them some kind of information before they even come in to visit with us. And it gives them the opportunity to say, hey, this is what they have and this is how they're different from what we already have. And I can tell you insurance is not fun. Most people don't want to talk about it. So if it's with court approval, of course, we try to make it fun. So we have a big spin wheel. It looks like Wheel of Fortune, whether someone purchases or not. But if they do come in and get the two no-cost policies, they get to spin the wheel and they leave with a little prize. I will tell you the value of those prizes are $6 and less, but each person gets something. So, again, we just try to make it fun. In the morning, we'll have donuts and kolaches. In the afternoon, we'll have cookies, whatever, just to kind of, keep people smiling as they come in and see us. So again, we can set up, in a courtroom situation, when we go to the county commissioners, we can either have those guys come here, or we can go to the road barns. However we need to do, and however long it takes, we can do that.
Any more questions?
One of the biggest things that we see with cities and counties is employees, especially in smaller towns, employees stay for a long time because they don't want to drive, somewhere else to work. So as we all age and we get older, health conditions come in. Because we don't have any kind of rating for that, it makes it very nice, and especially when someone goes to retire, they get to keep that benefit and take it with them. They don't have to lose that benefit when they leave. So that's one of the biggest things with cities and counties. Did you have a question?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm retiring. in a
He's only
month.
with us for another month.
Oh, you know what? You still get the 2 no-cost things, no matter what. We won't leave you out.
Hey, all have any,
That means
questions?
2 of us.
right, 2 of you. Got a few. Have a
So
motion?
how do we,
or-
yeah, how do we need to word it? I mean, just to,
Um,
how do we allow them?
well, the, item was just consider and or approve Liberty National benefits, so just to allow them to come in and visit with the employees. And they can schedule that. We can use my courtroom, but you can just get with Kathy to schedule.
Okay.
And then-
All right, perfect.
I make that motion.
Second.
Okay, motion and second to approve Liberty National to come in to speak to the employees about their benefits. Any further
We
discussion?
need to do it before January 1st, so Larry and I'll get our.
Okay, we'll try to.
I'll make sure that you guys get it no matter what. How about that? She can give me your number if you're not around.
All in favor? All right, thank you. for
Thank you
coming.
very much.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
All right, item 13 is to consider and or approve our metal detector temperature control policy. I put that policy at each of your, and I couldn't remember if I emailed that out to
I
you
didn't
all.
see it. That doesn't
It's
mean
right-
I
it's
didn't
right
see it.
here.
It's right here. I don't,
You got it now.
Yeah, I did, but I didn't see it on email.
oh, no, I
No.
think I forgot to email that out. But, so Deputy Homan has developed this policy basically because he is the one that's going to be taking care of that monitoring as the security officer for the courthouse. So he's come up with the policy. I have passed this through Mike, and he has approved, said it looks good. And Deputy Homan is here today in case y'all have any questions about the policy. So far, it's working good, but we're not really adequately using it because of early voting. So we haven't really implemented,
Right now, until we get all the signage up.
right,
Yes, ma'am.
and appropriate signage we've got to do,
Yes.
which goes along with the next agenda item. I'm sorry, I should have emailed that to you.
I make a motion to approve the metal detector temperature control policy.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
We purchased this through the CARES Act.
Yes.
It did not cost us any.
Yes, it
Okay,
actually
that's
came out of
okay.
that donation line item. It was on our bills for this time. Yeah. All right, and then item 14 is to consider and or approve order designating premises utilized by the courts as weapons free. So we have the order designating premises, and this is basically what Potter County has established, and all of the judges have signed it. Now, obviously, I don't have Judge Ford's because she's been out sick, but I also added all the commissioners should we approve this. So we did kind of pattern this against what Potter County has posted, since they are weapons free in their courts. And then also, like Deputy Homan said, we need to get the signage, which will be placed outside our one main entrance. And this also I passed through Mike, and he approved of this. Questions?
Motion we approve this order.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. There was a big issue about that at one time. And there was some stuff on my listserv just last week about Waller County doing this back when the legislation changed, or maybe before that. And they did get a lawsuit against them, but they won that lawsuit. So So we'll, I'll get with Jerry and Dr. Homer, and we'll get some signage that's appropriate for the door. All right, item 15 is to consider and or approve a water line crossing on County Road I for Lance Galliard. Dwayne wasn't able to be here today, and so I have just texted him in regards to this agenda item, and he's talked with Lance. He said he needs this for his, I think he said irrigation.
Was irrigation?
Yeah, let me look and see. Yes, to get irrigation water across the road. He said everything looks good, is what Dwayne said.
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the water line crossing. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, the next agenda item was submitted by Dwayne, was to consider and or approve trading in a tractor, truck, and trailer for a new tractor truck through HGAC for Road and Bridge. But he asked if we would make a motion to table this agenda item until he can be here to discuss it with y'all.
So move.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, the next agenda item is to consider and or approve going out for bid for the sale of our south tower. Did you have something on that, Jerry?
Yeah, I had a couple of, just kind of a GPS, a picture of where it's at.
Do you want to come up here?
I can.
He may need to trade spots with you because he'll have to share the screen. Thank you, Russell. It's a little chilly in the courtroom, isn't it? It's always chilly in here, though. I probably have the air turned down. Thanks. No, you don't have to. Thank you.
So, our Hutchinson County, our south tower is located right there at the,
What's
the
that doing?
Y, the 207 in South Florida. And
Do you see
this,
it down there, that little yellow pin?
yeah, you kind of see it like
Got
Yeah,
that,
yeah. Why is it doing that? That's crazy.
But, so this radio tower, it's a 170 foot radio tower that has a building that's 8 foot by 14 foot on it, and inside the building it is we have, as far as county resources on it, we have a National Weather Service transmitter that we're currently in a process to try to replace that with Phillips 66, and the LEPC is looking at assisting in replacing that transmitter. That's what it gets sent out over the weather alert radios, that message that comes across there. But the weather service transmitter is on that tower, and we have a camera on that tower. Those are the only two pieces of equipment we have on this tower. And then Amarillo Wireless has some stuff on it, and Border ISD has a relay repeater on it. It's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But as far as county stuff, we only have two pieces of equipment on it, and one of these pieces we're looking at moving up here just to net with that weather service transmitter. With the tower itself, last budget we had budgeted $26,000 to do some work to the tower for guide wires and some needed maintenance to it. But then, looking at the tower, what we actually use it for, we don't use it for much. And then having to put that money into it, honestly, it's gonna cost more to fix the tower than it's actually worth. So what I was looking at doing is, just putting this piece of equipment up for a bid to try to sell this tower in the building. The property is still owned by Chad O'Neill, the O'Neills. So it would have to be in with the sale that they would still have to negotiate a land lease with the O'Neills. We were supposed to. I found a lease on the tower. The tower was donated to the county in 1996. And with that donation, there was supposed to be a negotiation with the O'Neills, with Danny Richards to the O'Neills, but apparently that never happened. So I don't know, as far as ever paying a land lease on it, we don't have any records for doing that. So as far as the land lease, I've already talked with the O'Neills, and they said as long as we have whoever buys the tower, we just have to negotiate that lease with them.
That's not the only tower there. There's several others.
There's the city border tower is probably about 100 yards away from it, and then there's a AT&T tower also pretty close. But our camera, the city border already said we can move that over there. It wouldn't cost or do anything with moving that piece of equipment and set the weather service transmitter. We've been wanting to move that to Stinnett for a while, and then after our radio project is completed, we'll look at moving that to Stinnett, and that should so we shouldn't need that tower for anything else.
So who would actually be interested in it?
Yeah.
Well, Amarillo Wireless actually has equipment on that tower now. So I'm assuming, I've talked to him, he said he'd be willing to put in a bid on it. I told him I wanted to come to y'all and approve that first. But yeah, even in the donation, when we received the donation of the tower, it says the approximate worth of the tower is about $18,000. And last year we were gonna spend 26 just to get it up to.
Any questions for Jared? Any motions?
Make a motion, we approve going out for bids for the south tower.
Okay, have a motion. Have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, Jerry, you're gonna need to get with Mark to get him those specs on that, everything. Okay. All right, item 18, update on the COVID-19.
Okay, Hudson County, these are statewide numbers, so you'll see all the state numbers as of yesterday. 17,540 fatalities reported, new daily cases 3,793.
Reminder that the weekend is low.
Right.
The weekend count of cases is a lot lower than what it was on Friday.
Yeah, the reporting on the weekends is a little bit less than daily reporting. But, Hudson County, as of yesterday, we have 326 positive reported cases to Hudson County. We've had 7 fatalities reported in Hudson County. 239 recoveries. As of yesterday, 80 active cases. Right now, as far as statewide, positivity rate is at 9.07%. Our trauma service area, currently, you'll see lab confirmed patients 239, which is up quite a bit. And then available ventilators, we're still doing good on the ventilator situation. We had put in a request for our local hospital again last week. We got 2 more last week. Our local hospital did request 4 additional nurses and 2 respiratory therapists. We put that request into the state, and we were denied based off of availability of resources. So they didn't have nurses to send to us, but they said they put us on a list as soon as they had some available lists. ICU availability in our area is 8 beds.
That's the whole area?
Our trauma service area, top 25 counties. This is specific to Amarillo, Potter Randall, Northwest BSA. ICU utilization 92%. Big number there. Ventilator use 52.5%. So ventilators, we're still doing good on that. Like so, they're trying to keep people off of mechanical ventilation the best they can until they absolutely need it. So this right here is our current hospitalization rate for COVID patients for our TSA for our region, 17.29%. This number is a big number because this is the open Texas number that the governor has passed in the governor's order GA 32. This number has to be below 15% for, and if it's over 15% for 7 days, then you have to reduce your restrictions as far as opening. As of today, they'll probably update our TABC list. You'll see that on here. We had submitted for a exemption because we were under that 15%. And it's not doing it on here. But we had submitted an exemption and we were approved through TABC. So the local bars got to open up to 50%, restaurants to 75%, other local businesses up to 75% capacity. But I'm assuming as of today, they'll probably update this map. Because as of yesterday, we were at 8 days over 15%. So I'm assuming that they will update this today.
Because it's 7 days, right?
7 days over 15%.
And we've been over 8 now.
That's all I got.
Okay. Any questions? Anybody? On the covered stuff?
So on the, you turned in all the paperwork for the grant money that we,
Yes, for the CRF grant, we did do some research and we were able to count. We had 2 different requests I sent into CRF, the TDM people that are running the grant, and they sent me back a reply that we can't count salaries for first responder employees. So our sheriff's office was specifically related to that. So I was able to go to Kathy and get. She gave me all the timesheets and all the time to record those hours for that CRF money, which we had about $190,000 in that pot of money, and we made it till like June, the end of June, and all the money was gone out of that. So we're able to put in for the rest of our CARES money, and by doing that with the time, we've already met the full amount of the grant.
so they'll be sending that to us?
Yeah, the grant closes out December 31st, so we have to have our stuff in by like November 13th, I believe is the date. So I'm already got all that from Kathy. We're submitting that into the grant management system, and then once the grant closes out, they said they would start doing the audit and send it. I don't know how long it'll take for us to get the money, but we should get the full amount of our allocation.
That was.
254,000 total, but we already had 50 something.
That was
We
up
got the
front.
50 up front, yeah.
And this grant that you gave me this info on?
Oh, the CESF grant.
Yeah.
We did get approved on the CESF grant as well. That was some reimbursement that I'd submitted for inmates at the jail that we were housing.
We were housing when we couldn't transport
when we couldn't
TDC.
transport TDC. So Monica got me some numbers on what inmates we had I had originally applied for like 180,000 and they laughed at me and they said, well, we'll give you 55. So I ended up getting 55,000 reimbursed.
This is the award grant we got.
So all this money is going into that line item under grants?
Now, the
Both?
CESF grant was also a reimbursement grant for the time that we'd already paid out. I'm not sure when that comes in, where it's gonna go, maybe Kathy, I don't know where the money would go to when it comes
I
in.
wouldn't think it would go in that line item though, because
It is,
especially the law
It,
enforcement.
it was
we've
from
already
last
paid
year's
that out.
budget, yeah.
right, and it is specifically, we do need to keep these two separate, because they don't want us, putting, or justifying one, and it's the same stuff with the other. So we need to keep it separate, but, as far as the money goes, it's already spending money, so it'd be up to y'all what you want to do.
So at least we're getting a little reimbursement.
So was there any other FEMA grant or anything out there?
These are the two FEMA grants that we have applied for.
I don't know what that guy was talking about then.
These are the only ones that I know of.
He said they're getting the money back for the hires of the sheriff's department.
Yeah, but there was.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
There was also a FEMA. He said we should apply for a FEMA grant
Oh, yeah.
initially, but I don't know what he was.
He showed two different graphics.
Like the CRF grant is a FEMA grant. It's a FEMA grant that's allocated to the state. And then the state breaks it up into counties, and so it still is a FEMA grant. I don't know if that's the one you're specifically talking about.
He really didn't talk about it. All he said there we should initially apply for the FEMA grant, and that's all.
We did.
That is the CRF.
We did.
Okay.
He said they're different though because we weren't highlighted on that county on the map, but I mean we
We've
looked it
applied
up.
for everything
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah.
So he
Everything
didn't-
that
he
they've
didn't-
opened up
yeah.
to us, I'll apply for it.
Yeah, he just didn't know. I mean, their graphic wasn't that updated. At least we got the salary for law enforcement, right?
Yes. Yeah, Jerry's put in a lot of time and work on that.
Yeah.
Kathy too, getting that information pulled
Yeah.
out.
Altogether, we should be getting about 300,000 back.
So you're doing a good job. I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
That'll almost pay your wages, won't
So.
Anything further, Jerry, on the COVID?
That's all I have.
Okay. Item 19 is just to take any action in regards to the COVID. And as far as I know, we don't need to do anything other than to just remind everybody of our safety measures that we need to be practicing and guidelines. Item 20, consider and or approve burn ban or rescind the burn ban.
Currently, our average for the county is a 520, our high is a 612. This was as of yesterday. So we do have, this winter event we've been monitoring coming through, so I'm sure these numbers will drop. But as far as our burn ban, and our numbers are still way past what I would recommend a burn ban for. To see what this event does bring to us, and if it gets these numbers down enough, we might be able to drop it in the next commissioner's report. We're gonna have to have some pretty significant moisture for that to happen.
No action.
So can you on your page on the website, can you post what they can actually do? Burn?
What they can,
The
do.
guidelines.
The guidelines, can you post that on there?
I can maybe get Russell to put a link or something on it.
Okay, because there's
Like
so
next
many
to the
people
burn
that ask me, what can I do this, can I do that? And I refer them to you, but it'd be a whole lot easier if it was on there.
On our
Maybe on your
webpage.
page or somewhere
Or
on
the
there.
OEM webpage, maybe we can.
Well, yeah, I can get with Russell, see if we can put a little link with the attachment. It's
You know, right underneath where it says burn ban on our page, put right underneath it.
yeah, I'll get with Russell. and see what-
Yeah, that's a
Thank
good
you.
idea. Okay, thanks, Jerry. All right, item 21 is to consider and to approve disposal of obsolete office equipment. So we had the printer from Clay that he spoke about, and then also a request from Tamara for 6 blue children's bookshelves from the Stinnett branch.
Can I have a motion?
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? I gave those to you, right?
I just had the, bookshelves is all.
So there was Clay's.
Okay.
It's in the body of his email there. Yeah, you can have it. All right, item 22, accept certificates of completion from elected or appointed officials.
I have several from Kathy, a lot. Exempt overtime and other hot topics for FLSA issues, hot topics, new employee orientation handbooks, getting employees off to a good start, in a day in the life of a workers' compensation claim. That she did this through the tax risk management pool. And then Carrie Kimmel has certificates from the VG Young Institute for accounting and tax offices, and then one for manufactured housing and boat titling and registration. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Okay, I still have item 23 on there, but that we are still not renting the club rooms at the library or Fritch, so we'll skip that one. 24, consider and or approve line item changes, transfers and or budget amendments. Can you unmute Mark? Hold on a second, Mark. We gotta unmute you.
Okay. This is on last year's budget.
We can't hear you.
We're still moving.
Can you hear me? Let's see what's going on. Shows I'm unmuted.
I could hear him earlier. We could hear him.
Yeah, it's got to be on his end, something.
You there?
Oh, Mark, we still can't hear you. Hold on.
I just have to have him call you or something.
There. Can you hear me now?
Tara can hear him, she says.
Oh, it's on our end. Something with the TV. We were having issues with it, with that, the other. And we couldn't figure out what it was. We could hear him earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all mess with something? up
Sarah
there?
says she can hear him.
Hey, Mark. You want
Yes.
to call my cell phone?
Sure.
Zoom meeting. If you wanted to.
So we answer that question of Tara's?
I told her I would call her later.
Okay. Snow and ice.
No, there's
New
something.
technology.
Yeah, that's great when it works. But we couldn't get the TV volume to come on the other day when Siobhan and I were trying to work out.
If you'll let me into that meeting, I'll try to turn my speakers up. If we can.
Here, I'm just gonna call him.
Hello?
Okay, Mark, I've got you on my speakerphone. So do you have some line item changes?
We got a budget adjustment for last year. And we're still having charges to the last year's budget. And the 3/16 is over due to the court-appointed attorneys. So I suggest we transfer $5,000 from the 3/16 court-appointed from the 84th court-appointed. And that's all. And I'll send a copy of the transfer to Jan.
Okay. So $5,000 transferred from the 84th to the 3/16 court appointed.
Yes.
Okay. No other transfers or changes or amendments?
No, that's all.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Have a motion and second to make that transfer. Any further discussion? All in favor? Hey, Jerry, do you want to go ahead and mute him again? Because evidently everyone else can hear that, but we can't. I don't know why. All right. Oh, shoot. Consider and approve advertising, opening, accepting, or awarding bids. Mark, can you give me a head shake? Do we have any bids or advertising? No? Okay. Thank you. All right, item 26, consider and or approve donations to Hutchinson County. Any donations, Mark? Okay. Item 27, accept reports from elected or appointed officials. No reports? Oh, okay. Kathy's got a report. I will. Thank you.
This is the treasurer's report for the month of September 2020. And on the second page there, my closing balance in my bank accounts was $56,244.11. And then on the last page, our closing balance, 9/30 on tax pool was $9,987,650.53. And the tax pool rate is 0.12.
Thank you, Kathy. Item 28 is discussion of county judges and commissioners precinct daily operations.
Museum, we got the roof done. We were gonna walk it Friday, but he rescheduled because it got windy and cold. So we're gonna look at this next Friday, but it just depends on what's looking on. But he should start the work on the library sometime soon. Just waiting on the weather.
Right.
That's all I've got.
Fritz Library Building exterior painting is complete, and the new water line at the annex and with all the valves is complete. And also, I'd like to recognize and congratulate Brooke Armstrong on our Gold Star recipient for Hutchinson County 4-H.
Dale and Red attend. No, you didn't get to go, did you?
No, I didn't get
Dale got to go. Yeah.
I had planned to go, but I
Yes.
didn't.
No.
Okay. I'll take.
Did we did get a card and congratulations for it, did we, or did we?
For the
We
Gold
plan to.
Star? No, we did that.
For the
We
state?
gave her for the state record book
Okay.
thing. Just maybe an update. We did on the grant that we received for the elections that we applied for, that y'all approved. There was so much controversy about, but we got it, and Jana has been able to secure a trailer. So but the closest that Jerry helped her locate one was Tulsa, Oklahoma. So, but we've got one. We're just gonna have Eddie go get it as soon as the weather clears up.
I'll go get it.
You wanna go get it?
Enclosed trailer.
Okay, that's even better.
I should run up there and spend the night and come back next day.
Okay, well, you can talk to Jan. Y'all work out the details. But we've got one, and we should have it here before, hopefully, election day, you know. Yeah,
They
so
go
we
this week.
can use it. Yeah, hopefully,
Or the
the
third, right?
weather clears up a little bit.
Fourth, what is the date?
But we're gonna need it
Third,
before,
that's what I thought.
we're actually
You're
gonna
gonna
need it before,
You need it
or
for
as soon as early
Thursday,
voting's
won't you?
over, right? So we can No, early voting closes Friday
Friday,
at 6.
so we'll be back here by Friday.
See how the weather is. Because I think it's worse in Oklahoma than it is here.
That's the closest place to find a trailer.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
the closest place we could find one.
You already bought it?
Everybody, we called everybody from Amarillo, Lubbock, closer, just because of the time frame. And everything was to order because of COVID, not getting any, they're not making any, so, where you can find them. The closest one, 16 foot, that how how we wanted it with the fold down ramp on the back and stuff, was Tulsa was the closest one.
What's in that trailer at the annex?
The white one, the sheriff's office one?
Yeah, I hadn't seen
Yeah,
it move.
like crime scene and stuff.
Oh, it's full.
I probably haven't, they probably haven't been in it. in a while, but-
Thank goodness,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I just wondered it. I see it. It's underneath that little carport.
Yeah,
in the
it's
back.
like evidence collection and stuff like that.
They had it out a few times when I was JP, and it's
Mm.
never good when they bring the trailer. We just put
So
it
where you
that
gonna
way.
keep? You gonna keep it at the?
I would love to keep it somewhere secure. Anyone has a barn they want me to keep it
I
at?
think we have a barn
had
out
it.
there, don't we?
I had a barn, but we gave it back.
Oh.
We gave it away. So
Oh.
no barn anymore.
So you're out.
I tell you what, I don't know about secure, but I bet you can keep it under the awning out there.
Precinct 3.
Is there not room in the barn?
Well, I don't know what all Dwayne's got in the barn.
Right.
So I can
We
give
need
you,
to talk to Dwayne about
yeah.
that. That's a good
but
option.
that'd be a good place to keep it, and probably there'd be room to put it in there.
Mhm.
Because we used to keep a welder trailer in there, and I'm sure they don't have that welder trailer in there. One mine, I don't know.
One of the water heated in the winter. Just gonna have one.
Right.
So did you get the file cabinet for the annex or
No.
what? You don't.
Gerald's been sick.
Okay.
He had his gallbladder or something. Appendix, yeah.
But we made room for it.
Good, thank you.
Judge,
Yes, ma'am.
update y'all.
Yes, please.
Okay, we don't have taxes on the computer. It doesn't look like we'll have them this week. They're still doing imports.
So Tyler had a security breach.
They had a security breach. First it was the COVID, now they have a security breach. And they don't work weekends.
Did you actually make a phone call?
Oh, he calls me 8 o'clock every day, except Saturday and Sunday because they don't work. He emails me. But we're on the 4th import, and we like one more import, and then we have several steps to do before we can get taxes on the computer. So I'm thinking 1st of November, get taxes.
So we haven't had any in October at all.
They'll just be paying delinquents. And that's gonna mess up your 3-2-1 discounts, and I'll talk to the attorneys on that, how we're doing that. But that's where we are.
So we could. There's a possibility that we could have the discount in January, maybe.
Well, we'll have the 3-2. I don't know if they'll keep the 1 or if I don't know how they'll do that. But I know, the delinquency date may change too. Our delinquency date instead of February 1, maybe March. But I don't know who's higher up than Roy, and I am gonna ask when this is all over the chain of command. Because I think they should have worked weekends.
Right.
Weekends, it's been more than one. They don't.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
All right, anything else on item 28? What's that say?
She just expects TABC to.
I'm expecting TBAT to make an update by 3 p.m.
Basically what you said.
That's what they say every day, that they update at 3.
On the COVID.
the TABC website,
Oh, okay,
as far as
the
eligibility for the
eligibility.
75%
got you.
or for the bars to be open. Actually, TABC is just the bars. Okay, 29. Consider under approved sale of struck off tax properties and tax deeds. Larry,
All right.
All
I did go look at that little lot there by
this is
Dollar General.
this is the
It is,
property
I'm not following that.
Fairlanes Boulevard.
Fairlanes Boulevard,
and
intersection of Maple and Fairlanes. It is a oddly shaped little place.
It is the one right next to Dollar General. just
Yes,
north.
yes, it is, and it's got the corner markers and
Yeah.
everything, and it's just.
If you want to see that, it's this is the
I pulled
color
it
one, and it's that
Mine is
right there.
too.
Oh, it is
Yeah,
where that little yellow dot is.
Yeah, I
I got
pulled.
color,
Yeah, it is that.
Dollar General messed up.
I
Messed
know.
up there.
Oh no,
I
they
don't-
didn't.
but I don't know what you're gonna put on there, it's gonna have to be pretty small.
Hmm.
But I do recommend we take the $700.
A second.
That'd be a great spot if you had a little donut shop or coffee shop.
Snorkel shop. You're
There's
getting
not gonna be
hungry.
much room for parking.
Food truck.
But let Dollar General
Drive-through.
let you park over there.
All right, we have a motion and a second for approval on that bid of $700. Any discussion? All in favor?
Okay, the next one that I have is 108 Timberlake Court, Morgan. I was able to go by, this is in Fort Blair.
Y'all know where that's at? It's the one with the flooded basement.
I was able to go by and go in, the front door was open. All the carpet has been removed. I don't know
We've
what-
been in there.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of leak they had, but
They secured it like a month
the
ago.
walls are black, about 2 foot up. Didn't show any much roof leak, so it must have been a water line. There is still about 3 inches of water in the,
Well, it's
very
not
nice
the
place.
inside. You know what house
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
there.
Yeah, I was making
There's-
sure.
But
We're
this,
talking.
it's in the city of Borger Trust right now.
right.
Yeah.
There's about 3 inches of water in the basement. And, it was at one time a very nice home.
There was a minimum bid of
About
30,000.
So the city, I thought the city was.
Yes, and so that's why they put the minimum bid on it. And the bidder
Bid.
offered
31,750.
I thought they were gonna go in there and fix it up.
No, we a bunch of the entity leaders, myself and Chance Welch and hospital, we all went and looked at it and walked through it, and
Yeah, it's,
no, it's not. Wouldn't have been worth our
it's,
time and money for that.
there's no telling what, if
It's-
we went in as entities and did it, that mold would kill us.
But I don't think we could.
I mean, it would get off forever. It's been open to other bidders. It's a great price for somebody that, is willing to put a bunch of money in it. So I recommend that we sell
At
31,750.
31,750.
Second.
So it's just over the minimum.
Mhm. You've got, it's been there. Builders have looked at it. They're
Yeah.
not willing to do it.
You got a lot of factors that,
Yeah.
that could set you back a lot of money.
There's also
Still need a
swimming
new
pool there.
roof, new HVAC.
Yeah.
Oh,
What concerned me the most, because I've been in, what concerned me the most was that basement.
and water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how
You
you,
just have to bulldoze it and build again.
Ugh.
yeah.
That's
Okay, motion and second to approve that bid of 31,750. Any further discussion? All in favor? Anybody have anything else? Meeting adjourned.